The big Karm Bhumi Connect for Prime Minister Modi. A day before his big nomination, Mega Modi Roadshow in Varanasi. Poll Pulse, Voter Connect and Divinity. Mammoth Power March in Shiv Ki Nagari. Modi juggernaut rolls in Varanasi. The big focus on 5 Live.
From Shankhnad to Shehnai, from Damru to Mantrocharan, lakhs expected to be there in Varanasi for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's mega road show. It's a 5-kilometer long road show, but this 5-kilometer long road show is likely to take place over the next 4 hours. I'm Gaurav Sawant. We get you all details through all the points at Varanasi. But first, as always, the headlines. The biggest interview this poll season, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterates 400 400 par war cry, accuses the Congress of trying to snatch OBC quota, says it's the Gandhis who betrayed the Constitution.
संविधान के साथ धोखा इस परिवार ने किया है। संविधान बनने के बाद सबसे पहले संविधान बदला पंडित नेहरू ने।
Phase 4 of Lok Sabha polls kick off. Voting underway, 96 seats across 10 states. Voter turnout crosses 50% at 3 p.m. Game on in the youngest state, Telangana. High voltage Hyderabad war erupts. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi and challenger Madhvi Lata cast their vote. Kollywood cast their ballot. Home Minister Amit Shah's big attack on Rahul Gandhi's Raebareli fight, says Sonia Gandhi does not own Raebareli. Mocks Sonia Gandhi, says she did not bring the Raebareli seat from Italy.
गांधी परिवार ने आप लोगों को भी आदत डाल दी है। माँ की सीट थी, बाप की सीट थी, इसकी सीट थी, वो तो जनता तय करती है जी। कैसे माँ की सीट थी? इटली से लेकर आए थे क्या?
Big twist in Swati Maliwal's alleged assault case. Police reveal Swati Maliwal visited Civil Lines police station. Police say the Aam Aadmi Party MP is yet to file a written complaint. Prime Minister Narendra Modi returns to his Karm Bhumi, Kashi, a day before he files his nomination for a third successive term from Varanasi parliamentary constituency tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to hold a road show in the spiritual city, the holy city of Kashi. Of course, there's both the Shehnai and the Shankhnad, the dhols, the nagaras and the chanting of the mantras. And that actually leads to this festive atmosphere in midst of Lok Sabha election campaign. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath is already there on that Rath for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Kashi Yatra. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 5-kilometer long road show in the holy city will conclude at the Kashi Vishwanath Dham, gate number 4 of the Kashi Vishwanath temple, after which the Prime Minister will pray at the Kashi Dham. Then tomorrow morning, the Prime Minister will file his nomination at 11:40 in the morning, and this is seen as that auspicious period. It falls under the Abhijit Muhurt. And these are live images that we are getting to you from that Lanka gate of the Banaras Hindu University. Prime Minister Narendra Modi now stepping out, now coming out of the Kashi Vishwanath, the Banaras Hindu University. And let's quickly cut across and listen in to Paulami Saha. Paulami, take it away.
That's right, the Prime Minister has just arrived over here. You can see, in fact, the cavalcade which is, making its way. In fact, the Prime Minister will be here shortly. The Prime Minister will be in a short moment from now on that truck, which will, in fact, carry him on this roadshow, and he will be going the entire 5-kilometer stretch. In fact, the Prime Minister has just arrived. That is the truck behind me on which the Prime Minister will be going, and then of course he will first reach here, which is where he will be paying tribute to Madan Mohan Malviya, the founder of Banaras Hindu University. The Prime Minister is now expected to arrive over here, and the Prime Minister is in fact being welcomed by UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath as we speak. He is in fact now going on to that stairway which has been made to go up to that statue to pay his tribute. Prime Minister Narendra Modi there on your screens right now, just climbing up the stairs at the moment. As you see on your screens, the Prime Minister there going up in order to pay his tribute to Madan Mohan Malviya, and the supporters and fans over here ecstatic and exuberant as Prime Minister Modi there goes ahead and pays his tribute to Madan Mohan Malviya before he embarks on his election campaign in Varanasi, garlanding the statue of the founder of Banaras Hindu University, one of the most famous sons of Banaras. The Prime Minister beginning his election campaign here with a road show. There, of course, acknowledging all his supporters and BJP party workers who've gathered over here, citizens and residents of Varanasi who have in fact arrived here and have been standing in the sweltering heat of Varanasi for hours now in order to just catch that one glimpse of Prime Minister. You can see people who are climbed onto the various top floors of Kashi Hindu Vishwavidyalaya. You can see the students over there on the top floors as well. Right now, looking at the Prime Minister, catching a glimpse of the Prime Minister. Like I said, they waited for hours over here in order to see the Prime Minister. The young, the old, several young people who gathered over here. Young students as well. Remember, the Prime Minister has been paying a lot of focus on the youth of the country as well, saying the youth, of course, are going to etch the future of the country, and they are extremely important to the BJP's campaign as well. He, of course, waving out to all of these supporters who the security has had a tough time holding back for as many hours. They've been gathering here since at least 2 in the afternoon. Many young students as well from the university who've been here, of course, screaming and yelling out to Prime Minister Narendra Modi as, of course, he acknowledges them. He will now climb on that truck and then embark on his road show. So after paying tribute, in fact, to Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, Prime Minister to embark on this road show in moments from now. The Prime Minister there, of course, joined by Yogi Adityanath, UP Chief Minister, who arrived here a short while ago. He will be going through here, through various points. It's a 5-kilometer long road show that the Prime Minister is embarking on. He will be going and stopping at various points as well, at least 5 major points, but different stages, which in fact reflect the culture of Kashi, of various parts of the country where artists will be performing. They will be, of course, showcasing the culture of the country of Kashi. They are all there. The Shankh has been, the conch. You hear the conch as well over here. That is the Shankhnad of the Prime Minister's Varanasi campaign as he, in fact, embarks on that campaign. Ecstatic supporters waving out to Prime Minister Modi over there as he embarks on that 5-kilometer long road show. Probably one of the most most famous faces of Varanasi in terms of a member of parliamentarian. And remember that there have been some very eminent citizens who've represented Varanasi in the Lok Sabha, including Chandrasekhar, including Kamlapati Tripathi, Murli Manohar Joshi, BJP veteran leader before Prime Minister Modi until 2014, and then of course Narendra Modi, the star mascot of the Bharatiya Janata Party, who has ensured that the BJP touches new heights under his leadership since 2014. They're embarking on his own campaign right now in Varanasi. He will be filing his nomination papers from Varanasi tomorrow. This roadshow will be culminating with the Prime Minister paying tribute to, of course, all the big faces and the eminent citizens of Kashi that you will see, in fact,
look at the crowds there, Paulami. Look at the youngsters who are there, not just the first-time voters, but even little children. In 2014, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said, ना मैं यहाँ आया हूँ, ना किसी ने मुझे भेजा है, मुझे माँ गंगा ने बुलाया है. Paulami, that was in 2014. He won. He defeated Arvind Kejriwal in 2014. Then in 2019, he won again, defeating Shalini Yadav of the Samajwadi Party. Now in 2024, he's contesting for the third time and he says, माँ गंगा ने मुझे गोद लिया है. The Prime Minister is saying that this relationship between him and Kashi is more than just a relationship between a member of parliament and the electorate. It's a spiritual relationship, Paulami. So this goes way deeper, is what the Prime Minister says, Paulami.
Absolutely. Let's try and speak to some of those kids and, you know, the youth over here, ecstatic as well. आप आइए यहाँ पर कितनी देर से खड़े थे? आपको बात करनी नहीं है, आप बात कीजिए. आप बहुत देर से मतलब यहाँ पर बैठी हुई हैं. ये बताइए कि आपने प्रधानमंत्री को देखा, मैंने देखा आप बहुत ही जोश और उत्साह से उनकी तरफ वेव कर रही थी. कैसा लगा?
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. मैं बहुत ज्यादा ओवरवेल्म्ड हूँ. मैं बहुत वेट कर रही थी, बहुत दिनों से उनसे मिलने का, तो मिल नहीं पाऊंगी. होपफुली आगे फ्यूचर में कुछ करूँ मैं ऐसा कि मैं मिल पाऊँ. मैं बहुत उनका अप्रिशिएट करती हूँ, एडमायर करती हूँ, तो मुझे तो बहुत मजा आई.
गिरना मत
बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा. उनका जो गेज है, ग्लो है, मतलब वो तो देखते रह जाने वाला है. इतना अलौकिक है वो.
मोदी जी का एक अलग ही स्टेज है इस देश में.
काशी के लिए क्या किया है?
काशी के लिए क्या नहीं किया मोदी जी. ये जो जितना रहना बहुत बदलाव हो चुका है. काशी का पूरा बदलाव कर चुके हैं. आज गंगा जी से कॉरिडोर तक समूचा बदलाव कर दिया. आपने BHU का भी देख सकते.
क्या मोदी जी के क्या मायने हैं काशी के लिए?
बहुत मायने है मोदी जी काशी के लिए. अरे मोदी जी है तो काशी है. अरे क्या बात करते हैं.
मोदी जी के चलते ही आज मोदी जी का है.
काशी विश्वनाथ को पलट दिया. और योगी है तो पूरा उत्तर प्रदेश है.
आप बताइए कि कैसा लगा प्रधानमंत्री को देखकर?
बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छा लगा. पहली बार देखा, बहुत मजा आ गया. देश के वर्तमान प्रधानमंत्री, सुनिए, देश के वर्तमान प्रधानमंत्री और भावी प्रधानमंत्री दोनों को देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा. योगी जी हमारे अगले प्रधानमंत्री होंगे.
400 पार होगा.
400 पार हो जाएगा.
400 पार.
400 के पार ही जाएगा.
So that is of course the sentiment on the ground, Gaurav. You can just see the number of people, supporters, fans, and of course party workers of the Bharatiya Janata Party who gathered over here.
What's very interesting here is there are various stages that have been set all across this 5-kilometer long road show. Though the distance is only 5 kilometers, but there are multiple points along these 5 kilometers where you see various glimpses of India's culture. Kashi is the nation's spiritual capital. It unites the north and the south. Piyush Mishra also joins us on the show along with Paulami Saha and Abhishek Mishra. Piyush, the Prime Minister emphasized on Kashi Tamil Sangamam because Kashi is one city that unites our entire country in one spiritual bond that's visible on stage right now.
Well, absolutely, Gaurav. After garlanding the statue of Madan Mohan Malviya, now Prime Minister has started his grand road show. He will be covering at least 5 kilometers of the busiest stretch of Varanasi. Right now, I'm present at Gadolia, and from here, the Kashi Vishwanath Dham is barely 100 meters away. Let me try to show you pictures from this very spot, from where right now I am present. You can see a huge poster of PM Narendra Modi, which has the imprints of him offering prayers at Ma Ganga's Ghat, and there it is mentioned, Hamar Kashi, Hamar Modi. So that's the message which the BJP is now trying to send out to the people across Varanasi, across Uttar Pradesh, across India. That's Hamar Kashi, Hamar Modi. Let me also try to get in a sense from people, from the residents of Kashi, and understand their sentiments, because I'm not only hearing the chants of Har Har Mahadev, but also there are chants of Jai Shri Ram. कहाँ से आए आप? प्रधानमंत्री जी आ गए हैं, रोड शो उनका शुरू हो चुका है, कुछ 1-1.5 घंटे में वो यहाँ पर पहुंचेंगे. क्या कहेंगे आप उनसे?
जय श्री राम. मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी के समर्थन में महाराष्ट्र नागपुर से आई हूँ, और हर हर मोदी, घर घर मोदी. हम तो यही कहेंगे, अब की बार 400 बार, और हर बार मोदी जी को ही हम प्रधानमंत्री देखना चाहते हैं. बस मोदी जी की.
सर, what are your sentiments? Prime Minister is in Varanasi. What kind of joys you are sharing with them?
Basically, I am fortunate that the day when he is coming, I am here. I am coming from Baroda, and we have a flight today in the evening. We have cancelled that for tomorrow. So the whole atmosphere is becoming so holy here, and then the crowd which is having a support to the Modi, it is absolutely awesome. So I think that he will definitely going to cross 400 this time.
You're sure that he's going to cross 400?
Yes, I am very sure, very sure. Thank you, and thank you for answering.
जी सर, आप बताएं, आप यहीं के काशी के निवासी हैं?
मैं काशी का निवासी हूँ, अल्पसंख्यक मोर्चे का महामंत्री भी हूँ.
अच्छा, किस तरह की भावनाएं लोगों के अंदर यहाँ पर हैं, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री आ गए हैं और कुछ देर में यहाँ पर पहुंचेंगे?
नहीं, भावनाएं तो मतलब कि मोदी के साथ सब लोग है, पूरा मतलब कि बनारस हमारा मोदी के साथ ही है. इस बार सरकार मोदी की बनेगी, 400 पार रहेगी. काशी हमारा है, मोदी हमारे हैं, ये हमारा नारा है. आप देख रहे हैं कि 2014 से लेकर आज तक विकास कितने हुए, बहुत विकास हो गए हैं, और पूरा अल्पसंख्यक मोर्चा मोदी के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है.
So these are the sentiments of the people of Varanasi. Gaurav, let me also try to show you pictures from the very place from where I am reporting. You can see a stall. There are small students from the Sanskrit Vidyalaya, and they were chanting Vedic mantras a couple of minutes back. In few minutes from now, we will see Prime Minister to cross this very lane from where I am right now reporting. This is Gadolia Chowk, and from here the Kashi Vishwanath Dham is barely 100 meters away, and there are huge posters of PM Narendra Modi which reads Hamar Kashi, Hamar Modi. So it's going to be a mega road show of Prime Minister, where more than 10 lakh workers of BJP are going to participate, and after this road show tomorrow we can expect the Prime Minister to file his nomination tomorrow at around 11:40. Prime Minister along with the leaders of UP BJP will be going to file his nomination. There are 4 proposals whose names have, what you are hearing, that there will be 4 proposals when Prime Minister will go to file his nomination. But
give me a moment as I also bring in Abhishek Mishra into this conversation. You can hear the excitement in the air when it comes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's supporters on ground. But Abhishek, the transformation of Kashi in the past 10 years, many have asked, Modi is the Prime Minister of the country. What has he done for Kashi, and what are people on ground telling you? What transformation did the Prime Minister as MP from Varanasi bring about?
Well, certainly, Gaurav, and this is very much evident with the kind of transformation Varanasi has witnessed in past 10 years. It's not just about, the infrastructure development or, building Kashi spiritually, but also giving a lot of industries in terms of employment. Recently, only Amul plant has been launched, and several other projects which are there. But let me show you the visuals first, then we'll take it forward. Look at the excitement among the people. They're waiting for Prime Minister's, Rath to come here, and afterward only they will join it. So I am standing at the Assi Ghat area, which is the 3rd point. So we can expect him to arrive here within half an hour, because it's a 5-kilometer stretch, and throughout the road, if you see, the saffron flag is very much visible. People are on the roads, they are waiting for that moment, and Prime Minister Modi will arrive, and immediately afterward, they will also join along with the cavalcade, and will also, voice along. So this is the kind of sentiment which is very much evident. You can also see down there are some children who will be chanting shlokas. So they are also there sitting and waiting for that moment when Prime Minister Modi will arrive. So this is the kind of ambience and the atmosphere here in Kashi, and the streets of Kashi are today witnessing this moment for the third time. 2014, the first time when Prime Minister Modi arrived. 2019, he again won with a victory margin which is historic, and this time, for the third time, he is all alone in the battle. And the BJP is saying it's not about victory or loss, it's about a margin, and this time the BJP has set a margin of 10 lakh. They believe that it is possible, and with the kind of support Prime Minister Modi has, they believe that there is no chance that the margin will certainly be 10 lakhs. So that is why a lot of excitement is there. We've also seen how children are desperately waiting to see him. So that is what Kashi is right now in the mood of, and in a short while he will be here and we will be giving you the exclusive footage how Prime Minister is interacting with everyone and on the streets and on the roads here in Kashi. Yes.
Let me bring in Poulomi, because it's interesting that the Bharatiya Janata Party is now saying that this time they want the Prime Minister to get 10 lakh votes. Let's look at the numbers both in 2014 and in 2019. The Prime Minister, of course, had a handsome victory in both the elections. But can it be scaled up? He already has 63.6% votes were cast in his favor. Poulomi, 2014, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi won and defeated Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party, he polled 5,81,022 votes as against 2 lakhs of Arvind Kejriwal. In 2019, Poulomi, he had 6,74,664. That is 63% as against Shalini Yadav's 1,95,000. Can the BJP now scale it up? The 400 par is all about putting that big margin between the victor and number 2 and 3, Poulomi, all across the country where the BJP is aspiring for more seats.
Absolutely. It's not just about, about the seat share, but it's also about the vote share. Similar targets have been set by the BJP in other constituencies as well, in other states as well, because they want to up the margin as far as a victory is concerned. And same goes for the Prime Minister. While, of course, his victory margin was over 4 lakh votes the last time round in 2019, it didn't crack in terms of the topmost and the highest victory margin in the country. That came from Gujarat's Navsari C.R. Patil, who contested from there, putting a huge margin of victory between himself and the first runner-up in that election, close to over 6 lakh votes. So the Prime Minister's target, of course, is about, scaling up that margin of victory. Like you said, it roughly stood at about 57% of the vote share in the last election of 2014, and then it went up to about 63% in 2019. He's obviously looking to scale up in terms of that margin of victory, and that is going to be, in fact, the topping as far as this election is concerned in terms of his victory is concerned. Obviously, the BJP is focused on the seat share, is focused on, of course, achieving that very ambitious target that the Prime Minister has set for the NDA and for the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is very confident still that the BJP will be achieved, despite the opposition saying that the BJP is going to be restricted to 220, 230. The Prime Minister today, in that exclusive conversation with Himanshu, our colleague, categorically stated that he knows that 400 par will be a reality and it's not just a mere slogan. So yes, the BJP is, of course, working very hard on the ground in order to achieve that target. The Prime Minister, of course, barely spending any time in the constituency because he's the star mascot of the party and he has to campaign across the country. Today itself, he's come from having campaigned in Bihar. He's here in Uttar Pradesh today. He will, of course, file his nomination tomorrow, and then he'll leave again on the campaign trail. So he's not been able to dedicate as much time to Banaras in terms of campaigning. But yes, he's trusting the BJP office bearers, the Karyakartas, the booth level workers to make that magic happen for the...
it's amazing when you talk about the sights and sounds of Kashi. You hear Har Har Mahadev almost throughout wherever you go. And Piyush, the Prime Minister is actually, in the past 10 years, he's visited Kashi more than 40 times, 44 times in 10 years. Each time he carries a message. Piyush, what the Prime Minister is also trying to do is revive that significance. Listen into those conch shells for a moment. I'll get you more in just a moment. Just listen in to some of those sights and sounds. Shankhnad, you will also listen to the Shehnai. And Piyush, the message of the Prime Minister. Kashi is the spiritual capital of the country. The Kashi Tamil Sangamam is an initiative to ensure Tamil Nadu and Kashi come together. There's a similar Gujarat Sangamam. All of it to link up Kashi with other spiritual centers across the country.
The chanting of Vedic mantras, the Shankhnad, there are drum beats also are being played, and everywhere we are just hearing the chants of Har Har Mahadev and Jai Shri Ram. And through this chanting only, the people of Varanasi are now welcoming the Prime Minister, and you can see the kind of ambience here, the kind of environment here. Everywhere you will just find the kind of excitement is there among the people of Varanasi. They are very much elated, they are very much excited that Prime Minister is in Varanasi, and in a few minutes from now he will be reaching crossing the Gadolia Chowraha towards the Kashi Vishwanath Dham. It's going to be a mega show, a mega grand event, and after today's road show, Prime Minister will be filing his nomination from Varanasi. We are now hearing the chants of Bharat Mata Ki Jai and Vande Mataram. You see how the artists, Gaurav, have also come from the different parts of the country. They are donning the outfit of Lord Shiva, and they will also be performing when Prime Minister will be crossing the Gadolia Chowraha. So you can clearly see the kind of excitement, the kind of sentiments people have. And now we are hearing the Vedic mantras from the Gadolia Chowraha, and the Prime Minister will be crossing through this very point. Let's hear the Vedic mantras by the students of Kashi is the spiritual capital of India. Avinashi Kashi, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, both in 2014 and in 2019, had emphasized how Kashi unites our country. The Kashi Tamil Sangamam was a way to ensure that generations that were coming to Kashi from Tamil Nadu come in a more organized manner. People who come from Gujarat, remember that link between Rameshwaram and the Kashi Vishwanath Dham. It's not only being revived, it's actually being taken to the next level by Prime Minister Narendra Modi as he campaigns in his constituency. But the Prime Minister was extremely confident that the BJP will get 370 seats and the NDA, the alliance, will get more than 400. He spoke exclusively to India Today, and he gave details. When he spoke to Himanshu Mishra, he spoke of why he was confident that his alliance would get 400. Listen in.
3 चरणों के चुनाव हो चुके हैं, चौथे चरण के लिए आज मतदान है। उत्तर प्रदेश और बिहार में जो आपको समर्थन मिल रहा है, इसको आप भविष्य में एनडीए के लिए कैसा देखते हैं?
मैं साफ देख रहा हूं कि देश की जनता के लिए 400 पार ये नारा नहीं है, 400 पार ये हकीकत है। पहले 3 चरण में साफ हो चुका है। आज चौथे चरण का मतदान चल रहा है और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि लोग गर्मी कितनी ही क्यों न हो, देश का भविष्य सुनिश्चित करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं और ऐसे सभी प्रतिबद्ध नागरिक अवश्य ही मतदान करेंगे, पक्का करेंगे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी और एनडीए की एक मजबूत सरकार फिर से बनाएंगे।
सर, कई विपक्षी दल ये कह रहे हैं कि 400 सीटें एनडीए को नहीं आएंगी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जो है 370 सीटें नहीं आएंगी। राहुल गांधी ने एक चुनावी सभा में ये कह दिया कि इस बार प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जो हैं वो 24 में पीएम नहीं बनेंगे। इसको किस प्रकार देखते हैं?
2 चीजों को 2 हिस्से करते हैं। अब तक वो ये कह रहे थे कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी 400 पार नहीं कर पाएगी और मैं उनकी इस चर्चा का स्वागत करता हूं, क्योंकि उनको ये लग रहा है हो सकता है 399 हो, उनको लगता है हो सकता है 398 हो, इसलिए उनका भी बेंचमार्क 400 है, हमारा भी बेंचमार्क 400 है और हमको लगता है हम 400 पार करेंगे, वो कहते हैं 400 पार नहीं करेंगे, तो इतना ही फर्क है।
I once again want to take this conversation to Poulomi Saha. She covers the Bharatiya Janata Party. She's been covering these elections very closely, and now you hear the Damru. So the Shankhnaad, the Shehnai, the Damru, the Mantrocharan, like we told you, all of that simultaneously as the Prime Minister carries on with his roadshow. But Poulomi, this call for 400 par, is this pure rhetoric to put the opposition on the defensive, or is there a strategy that the conversation is not about 272 to make the next government? The opposition is 400 par, the aim is 400 par. How are they achieving this?
Well, yes, the opposition, of course, is charging the BJP with all bluster, saying that this is all about being arrogant and trying to throw the opposition off gear, suggesting that indeed you are going to cross 400 par, or you in fact believe you're going to cross 400 par, and that's why the slogans, you want to throw the opposition off gear. But yes, you speak to BJP leaders, you speak to BJP Karyakartas, they do believe in the slogan which has been given by the Prime Minister. Yes, the ground realities could be challenging at times in certain constituencies, especially, for instance, just one example, of course, the campaign in Gujarat, which got thrown off here a little bit after what Parshottam Rupala said about the Kshatriya community and the anger of the community, which was seen to spill over into Rajasthan, into Western Uttar Pradesh as well. So there can be circumstances that can turn challenging, that could be unanticipated as well, or you could be facing some anti-incumbency on the ground as well, and the opposition could be running a good campaign in constituencies or in states. But the fact of the matter is, when you speak to them, they do believe that it is a target which has been set for them by the Prime Minister, and they have to do everything in order to achieve the same. Right now, with the Prime Minister again reiterating, for instance, many of course said that the Prime Minister had stopped repeating that slogan at his rallies. So clearly, after the first phase or so, he did see, the winds of change, if you were, as far as the campaign was concerned, and probably that is why he decided to roll back on that slogan. But today, in that interview that he gave to India Today, he exclusively spoke about the fact that 400 par is a reality and it's not just a slogan. So he still believes in that slogan. Yes, when you speak about 370 for the BJP, 370, obviously many hark back to the fact that this is taking off Article 370, which the BJP in fact did away with in the year 2019, and is one of the BJP's biggest achievements of the NDA-2 governments in 2019, and that is something that they're basically taking off from. But yes, the BJP again believed in the target which has been set, and as a result of which they did, of course, try to forge a lot lot of alliances as well, Gaurav, because at the end of the day, you need partners on board to, of course, reach
To
that
talk about
target
alliances,
it has
yes.
tough going as far as those alliances.
When you talk about alliances and 400 par, and when you look at this massive groundswell in Kashi, the fact that the Prime Minister in 2014 chose Varanasi was because of the impact that would have not just on eastern Uttar Pradesh or entire Uttar Pradesh, but the fact it also influences Bihar. So 80 of Uttar Pradesh and 40 of Bihar. This roadshow, the Prime Minister very clearly, Polami, is trying to impact 120 seats in a situation where the principal opposition party, Rahul Gandhi, was seen as someone who did not contest from Amethi, and as many argue in Raebareli, it may just be very tough for Rahul Gandhi, as the Union Home Minister said in their exclusive interview to India Today.
That's right. The BJP believes that it's not going to be any walkover contest for Rahul Gandhi just because, it is considered to be a family bastion, Raebareli. It's the same was said about Amethi until Smriti Irani fought on from one election to the next when she ultimately defeated Rahul Gandhi, and he had to, of course, at that point of time choose to contest from a second seat because he may have seen the winds of change, and then, of course, that's how he went to Parliament. This is what the BJP is charging Rahul Gandhi with again as well, that he senses defeat in Wayanad, which is why he's chosen to again contest from Raebareli, while Rahul Gandhi, of course, says that it's because of the emotional connect. His mother represented Raebareli. She, of course, because of age reasons, is not contesting a Lok Sabha election this time round. She's gone to the upper house of Parliament. But it was a responsibility which she gave him, and he's only fulfilling that responsibility. The BJP turning it over his head and saying this is what he said in 2019 as well. But he chose to then pick on Wayanad because he sensed defeat in Amethi, and that is what is happening in 2024. Whereas
and the BJP is extremely combative at this stage. Polami, stay with me. I want to bring in Piyush. The Prime Minister Piyush, in that conversation with India Today's Himanshu Mishra, made one thing very clear. He said, listen into what the Congress says, listen into what I have been saying all along, and let the voters decide who's speaking the truth. Point one, and point two, the Union Home Minister on that point, this is his mother's seat when it comes to Raebareli, Rahul Gandhi's mother's seat. Very, very clearly, Piyush. Okay, let me take this to Polami as we reestablish that link with Piyush. Polami, the Home Minister very clearly said Sonia Gandhi did not bring Raebareli from Italy. So the BJP is extremely combative on so-called family seats.
Absolutely. The BJP is saying that, these are not seats where you can treat them as, family property, where you basically do not pay attention to these constituency and think that the people and the voter and the electorate will just blindly keep voting you into power. It needs to be challenged, which is what they did in Amethi. The first time around, Smriti Irani wasn't successful. She was successful in the second attempt in 2019, and that is what the BJP believes. While, of course, it might seem that they've not put up a very glamorous sort of a candidate up against Rahul Gandhi in Dinesh Pratap Singh, but they do believe that Dinesh Pratap Singh stands a chance, and the BJP machinery is behind him as we speak right now. Dinesh Pratap Singh, mind you, is a candidate in, as far as BJP's history is concerned, who's banked the most number of votes from Raebareli in the past. Remember, he has taken on Sonia Gandhi in the past. So as far as BJP's performance is concerned, as far as BJP's campaign in Raebareli is concerned, Dinesh Pratap Singh has been their best performer. So they're banking heavily on him, and the machinery is giving him all the support that he needs.
Piyush, where has the Yatra, the Rath Yatra reached from Banaras Hindu University to Lanka, to Astighat, to Shivala, to Madanpura, to Jangamwadi? Where has the Prime Minister reached?
को दर्शाता है और काशी की प्राचीनता मूलतः वास्तविक चीजों को बनाता है। ये हजारों वर्ष पुरानी परंपरा है। प्रधानमंत्री आज यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं, प्रधानमंत्री के साथ क्या तैयारी है? प्रधानमंत्री जी का स्वागत हम लोग 400 से अधिक डमरू दल के माध्यम से कर रहे हैं और 10 लाख से अधिक भीड़ होने की संभावना है। भगवान शिव का डमरू, भगवान शिव की काशी. This is a city which is known as Avinashi Kashi, or a city that can never be destroyed, a city that can never be decimated. In fact, it is believed that Kashi sits on the Trishul of Lord Shiv. Immense spiritual significance, one of the oldest inhabited cities of the world, a city that finds mention even in the Skanda Puran. Mark Twain has mentioned about Kashi, about the legends, the ancient city that Kashi is, but the Prime Minister always emphasizes that Virasat bhi or Vikas bhi. While you have the cultural heritage, rich culture, rich heritage, you also talk about Vikas or development, and that is why the Banaras Hindu University is also being linked to the Indian Institute of Technology, Tamil Nadu in Chennai, where the two come together for more scientific developments. And Abhishek Mishra joins us for more on this. Abhishek, all along this 5-kilometer long road show, the Prime Minister's big emphasis in Kashi for the past 10 years has been Vikas bhi or Virasat bhi. But tell me more, is Vikas only on paper, or do people actually see development on ground in Kashi?
Well, Gaurav, certainly there is a lot of change which has happened in Kashi, in Varanasi in past 10 years. Not in terms of infrastructure, as I said, a lot of things has happened. Spiritually, we have also seen a lot of tourist footfall increased, making a record number just after the inauguration of the Kashi Vishwanath corridor. Also, they've also seen how there has been a transformation as far as industries are concerned. Prime Minister Modi in the past 10 years specifically, more than 16,000 crores of projects concentrated in Varanasi and the adjoining areas. So that is something which is evident enough to understand that his focus has always been on Varanasi and also to take Purvanchal altogether. At the same time, we've also seen how there has been a change in the perspective of the people towards Kashi. There was a time when, this city was considered indeed a holy city, but, the facilities there, the amenities and all those things have always been a major concern. But that has also changed in past couple of years. If you go on the street, there is a lot of changes. And that is why, today these streets are looking like this for the welcome of Prime Minister Modi. Let us show you the visuals. We have seen the security deployment here, and they're trying to clear the road because we are expecting Prime Ministers to arrive here very soon. He's on the way, and we are here at the Assi Ghat. So it is, very prominent area, and you see in the visuals how the people are gathering and coming out of their houses, on their rooftops, on their balconies, and they wanted to witness that moment to see Prime Minister. And it is very iconic because he's not, someone who the Kashi looks up to. He's a member of parliament from this particular constituency, and every citizen, every voter in Kashi relate to Prime Minister Modi, his ideology. We've also seen how small kids, youngsters and those children who are very much excited, they are the future voters. So they are also, looking forward for this road show today, and such a spectacular view everywhere on the roads throughout Kashi 5-kilometer stretch.
I believe the jammers, which means the Prime Minister's convoy must be very close to where you are because the jammers are kicking in. What had the Prime Minister said about developing India's spiritual centers. Kashi is one, Ayodhya is another one. And remember what Mark Twain had said about Kashi. I want to quote. So Mark Twain had said, Banaras is older than history. Banaras is older than tradition, older even than legend, and looks twice as old as all of them put together. So that is Banaras, the Virasat and Vikas. When the Prime Minister talks about the flyovers that are coming up, the infrastructure projects that are coming up, the roads that are coming up linking eastern Uttar Pradesh to the rest of the country. And remember why Banaras becomes extremely crucial for the BJP and why this roadshow becomes extremely crucial for the Bharatiya Janata Party is not just the 80 seats of Uttar Pradesh but also 40 seats of Bihar. But when the Prime Minister attacks the opposition, it's also on the Divya Bhavya Ram temple at Ayodhya. In their exclusive conversation with India Today's Himanshu Mishra, the Prime Minister said that the Congress party wants to send Lord Ram back to the tent instead of the Divya Bhavya Ram temple. Listen in.
सर, आप प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के कार्यक्रम में गए, राम मंदिर में गए, 2 बार हो आए। विपक्ष राम मंदिर को लेकर अभी भी सवाल उठा रहे हैं सर। क्या अभी भी
ऐसा है? अभी उनके एक सलाहकार जो 30 साल तक उनके मुख्य सलाहकार रहे इस परिवार के, उनका बयान आया है। उन्होंने कहा है कि इनका तो विचार जिस दिन जजमेंट आया था उसी दिन तय था कि जैसे शाहबानू के जजमेंट को उन्होंने उलट दिया, वैसे ही राम मंदिर के जजमेंट को उलट दिया जाएगा और रामलला को फिर से टेंट में भेज करके ही रहेंगे। मोदी समझता क्या है अपने मन में, ये भाव पड़ा है और इसलिए वो रामलला को टेंट में भेजने का मन बना के बैठे हुए हैं और इसलिए वो किसी भी हद तक जा सकते हैं और उनके वोट बैंक की राजनीति के लिए शायद ये बहुत जरूरी लगता है उनको।
सर, क्या अभी भी ये राजनीतिक मुद्दा है? वो बनाना चाहते हैं इसको?
बनाने का तो उनके दिमाग में कुछ होता ही नहीं है, बर्बाद करने का ही होता है हमेशा और इसलिए वो बर्बाद करने के मूड में है।
सर,
Piyush, the Prime Minister is extremely combative when it comes to the Congress party. And if we were to see elections this time in the Prime Minister's constituency in Kashi, so you have Ajay Rai of the Congress party with Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Of course, the BSP also has a candidate this time. The Samajwadi Party, of course, is in alliance with the Congress. So this seat is being fought by Ajay Rai of the Congress party. And Paulami, if I could bring you in, how strong is the Congress in Kashi, considering Ajay Rai has been an MLA from this area 5 times, but when it comes to the parliamentary constituency, the assembly constituencies too have been voting BJP.
That's right. It's all it all boils down, Gaurav, at the end of the day, to the Prime Minister's popularity. He continues to be one of the most popular leaders that India has seen in a very long time. And that is what, residents of Kashi seem to take pride in, that they are represented by someone who is such a popular leader, who then, of course, is also the Prime Minister of the country. And they hope that this time round as well, he would create a hat-trick of sorts, becoming the Prime Minister for a 3rd consecutive time. So that is what the people of Kashi, as you speak to them, you realize in terms of the Prime Minister's candidature, in terms of what works for the Prime Minister. With every constituency, there are obviously concerns. You speak to the youth, they will talk to you about paper leak. You speak to, small businessmen, they will talk about how the handloom industry is dying, and, they've been replaced by power looms, and, the Banarsi art is dying as well, and more should be done in order to keep that art alive. So there will be concerns, of course, but when it comes to Kashi, the frenzy that you see behind me is the frenzy that you see when the people over here speak about Prime Minister Modi, because for them, he is a very very popular leader, someone who is spearheading BJP in a massive way, brought the BJP to record numbers in parliament, and that is what they take pride in being represented by the Bharatiya Janata, by the Prime Minister, who represents, of course, the BJP. As far as the Congress's campaign is concerned, it has, Ajay Rai is known to be a leader who is considered to have a fighting spirit. He's very vocal. He's someone who doesn't mince any words as well. But yes, as far as his campaign goes over here, you don't see much of that imprint of that campaign as you, of course, drive around Varanasi, because at the end of the day, this is a very popular leader that he's up against. This is similar to the scenes that I saw in Gandhinagar, if I may, Gaurav, because at that point of time, again, the Congress had pitted Sonal Patel against Amit Shah. But I went the entire length and breadth of Gandhinagar, from the edge of Gandhinagar to the edge of Ahmedabad, which constitutes the Lok Sabha constituency of Gandhinagar, and I did not see a single Congress banner or poster. It was almost like the Congress wasn't bothered to pump in resources to fight that election, because they realized that it is going to be a tough contest trying to defeat Amit Shah. And same goes for the contest, it appears, in Varanasi.
Okay, of course, the seat to Delhi lies through Uttar Pradesh, and as many argue, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, the Tamil Nadu, and that is why Tamil Nadu becomes extremely important. When many people argue, why does the Prime Minister travel so often to Tamil Nadu? Why this focus on the Kashi-Tamil Sangamam? That link also is more than just political. It's the spiritual link that the Prime Minister is trying to re-establish and rekindle that fire of India being united spiritually.